Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, first of all, is everyone here? Shall we convene the meeting? Oh, by the way, Mr. John, our other director, is unable to be present for this conference meeting because he is on a business trip to Japan. So, I am glad to welcome all the board members, accountants, and auditors to the first Tesco Public Limited Company audit meeting. Thank you for being present in this meeting. Can we call this meeting to order? So, the purpose of this meeting is we are going to analyze the Tesco's accounting misstatement issue where we were accused. It is so devastating that we still yet to figure out what went wrong in Tesco that resulted in the fraud of accounting misstatements of the magnitude of 263 million euro and why the fraud remained undetected over a number of years. I hope that this audit meeting will provide the best solution to overcome this issue, and also we must gain our reputation among the stakeholders and also our loyal customers. So, Ms. Vijaya, as an accountant of this company, can you list down the issues that arise from this accounting misstatement?
Thank you for your question, madam. As you mentioned just now, the issue at hand involves Tesco's overstating their profit by more than 250 million pounds, where it arises due to both internal and external pressure from the retail industry. In 2014, Tesco's market share reduced by 3% along with the management pushing for higher profit, which increased the incentive for perpetrator to commit fraud. As key personnel, I realized that sales targets were not going to meet. Hidden agreements were made with the suppliers. These agreements offered suppliers benefits such as in-store promotions and bonus payment if Tesco hits sales target. The payment that supplier received from supplier purposely recognized in the wrong accounting period. In some cases, Tesco even added paying back the supplier in subsequent periods. This false recognition of future revenue means that commercial income seems steady despite sales declining. The issue was the blunder made by the corporation, which was neglecting the profit warning sent in 2014. Tesco was given in 2014 as seen by decreasing Christmas sales. Aside from that, profits received were found to be modest, which was lower than expected. Although the failure of the effective monitoring and supervision by the board directors is a part of the corporate governance, our company claims that the issue was merely due to accounting errors such as delay cost recognition and early booking of revenues, indicating an inefficiency of the company's internal control. Our company, Tesco, has been working with PwC since 1983, but the firm has neglected to raise major concerns about accounting errors or the potential of manipulation, despite an employee insisting on informing the company's internal lawyers. This shows that our organization failed to comply with corporate governance laws and codes. To conclude, Tesco overstated its profit due to Tesco had incorrectly booked suppliers' income by 250 million pounds, although the error reportedly grew to 236 million pounds. As a result, shareholders had been seeking compensation for the share price fall, claiming that their losses result from the Tesco's inaccurate reporting.
Well, thank you for acknowledging us with a proper list of accounting issues. Ms. Sabrina, do we face any ethical or professional dilemmas arising from the issues? Could you please present your opinion as an auditor of the company?
Thanks for the question. Ethics in general and ethics in business are very intimate with one another. Therefore, one personal ethics cannot be completely separated from one business or organization ethic. If you are a man of principle, then you are inclined to insist on high moral standard in your business and organization. No matter how strong the corporate policies and system are, Ethical dilemmas still exist as everyone is looking out for their own interests. The issue of the ethical dilemmas problem here is that the company faced fraud accounting misstatement of financial statement. In my personal opinion, Tesco is completely in the wrong in this situation. Their behavior was about as unethical as it gets. Tesco had been forging their profit for over 2 years, dating back to 2030 until they were caught in 2040. They had multiple employees in this shame as well, which show that the fraud was known around the company. Four of Tesco top executives are mostly at fault for this accounting scandal. It would not be as a big of a deal to lie about one transaction, but Tesco overstated their profit by over 250 million for a longer period of time. That is an unusually high number, and because it was so large, the company plummeted. It was unethical for Tesco to lie to their company shareholders, employees, and customers to their performance. So, in this case, as a fiduciary duty is a duty of trust and confidence, the official of a public company have an obligation to report financial information fairly and accurately to the company owners, the shareholders. In the face of a declining profit, leaders at a grocery chain Tesco entrusted accounting employees to pull forward future income from suppliers, which created a misstatement in the company accounting that went unreported. This illegitimate accounting practice, including illicitly recognizing income before it had truly been earned, and consequent financial misreporting, created a major scandal for the company that made Tesco the subject of criminal investigation for fraud. It had misrepresented the company's value to shareholders and the public at large.
Thank you, Auditor Sabrina. I think in order to solve ethical problems, Tesco should develop strict ethical standards for employees because ethical dilemmas are especially significant in professional life as they frequently occur in our workplace. Next, Ms. Umi, what would be the best position to be taken for this issue in your opinion?
Thank you for the questions. My opinion based on the case, the Tesco company faced fraud issues and misstatement of financial statement. So, the best solution to be taken for this issue is the company needs to sign a deferred prosecution agreement (DPA) with the UK's Fraud Security Office (FSO) to settle this problem. This can be proved through the Sky News that the international retailer Tesco is understood to be discussing a deal with UK's Fraud Security Office to end a year-long investigation into the audit and accounting scandal that exposed the profits overstated before. According to the report under DPA, the retailer could either immediate adjudication or sanction by admitting wrongdoing and paying a fine as a part of a court-approved deal. Not only that, the new chief executive of Tesco, David Levis, ordered Freshfield Deloitte to conduct an internal report of the company accounts. He also fired the auditor before and replacing Deloitte as a new auditor in September 2014. DPS were launched in the UK in February 2014 and are sometimes referred to as a plea deals. The legislation, which has worked in the US, gives prosecutor the power to suspend charge brought to company only if a strict set of requirements are met. The report was sent to the FSO and Financial Conduct Authority, with the Financial Reporting Council launching a subsequent approved under the accountancy scheme in relation to the preparation, approval, and audit of Tesco financial statement. That's all from me.
Any other alternative position, Auditor Ms. Tasha?
Thank you for the questions, madam. In today's business world, it is important to make rational decisions when it comes to the organizational success or development. At this stage, the new system and new strategy must be implemented through the rational decision-making process. Some research have pointed out that corporate governance is included in those institutions that contribute to the development of the enterprises. This is because the CG system helps to manage enterprises by monitoring their performance, conducting internal and external audits, and providing other advisory services. However, the selection of CG depends on the needs of organizations and their associated shareholders or stakeholders. Two key mechanisms for managing a relationship with the shareholders or stakeholders can be selected based on the needs of developing a relation with inside or outside the system. Researchers believe that the CG can be important in a variety of situations, including financial crisis or other situations. Additionally, internal and external auditing and accountability process should be considerable. In the near future, this step can be followed through issuing the annual or half-yearly CG reports in order to explain details of their CG structure. For this purpose, efficient and experienced or qualified accountant or auditors must be appointed in the supermarket chain. As a new code of business conduct has been launched in 2015, this must be followed throughout the organization operations level that will reduce the risk of manipulations.
Alright, I think we have covered the main items on the agenda. Before we end this meeting, are there any other questions?
No question from my side, miss.
So with that, I would like to thank all the accountants and auditors for your participation on today's call and your support for the company. This concludes our first open audit conference meeting. Thank you all.